welcome to another video episode of my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube and my little corner on the general interwebs. Thank you so much for watching this video and choosing to spend a little bit of your time with me. I really appreciate it, and really consider this my my crafting group, my knit night, if you will, because it's not really practical for me to go out for a knit night in person. Yeah, and I am coming to you from Washington State, where I live in this house with my parents. I take care of them. And also we have a sweet fluffy black cat named Stella. And yeah, that's about it. I am on social media. Cappuccino136 is my username. And I'm on Ravelry, Instagram, and Goodreads. So I hope you're doing well. Please settle in with a delicious beverage of your choice and your yarn, your hook, your needles, or maybe some fiber and a spinning wheel, whatever you need. And let's get down to our crafty chat. Yay! I have a finish to show you. These socks. I finished them, I think on Saturday night. Yeah, Friday or Saturday. Today is Monday, February 3rd. And I love these socks. I love the colors. I love the striping and self-patterning, kind of faux fair isle look, and I had so much fun knitting these socks. They're just a general vanilla recipe, and I used the instructions for a mini gusset for a short row heel from Mina Phillip, and she includes that as a separate PDF with all of her patterns. And I did a German short row heel, which I used a tutorial from Roxanne Richardson. She has a video where she shows a German short row heel 3 different ways. Yeah. And but yeah, I wanted to wear those socks this morning. I wanted to put them on so bad this morning, and I'm like, no, you have to show them. I am continuing to work on this really beautiful cowl. The pattern is Estella by Daniel Nunez, and I love the combination of this pattern and the yarn. It's making me really happy. And I'm gonna make it a little taller, a little longer, because I have enough yarn. So I'm gonna extend it just a little, not too much. I don't want to I don't have an extremely long neck, and I don't want to choke myself, but yeah, I'm going to be able to make it just a little bit longer, and which will be, I think, a little bit warmer. And also progressing very well and nearing a finish is my cardigan. This is my favorite color cardigan, which is a free pattern on knitty.com. which is, it's a top-down contiguous set-in sleeve construction. And the first time I've done that, and I really like it. I'm going to use this again. I finished the first sleeve. Here's the edging. And am well on the way with the second sleeve. Here we are. The second sleeve always goes faster for me because I just kind of have to wing the shaping on the sleeves to get a nice fit. So I just keep going and trying it on, seeing how the decreasing is working, and if I need to decrease faster or slow down. So doing the first sleeve is kind of a process of figuring out what the shaping is going to be. And then once I have the first sleeve done and I know where the decreases need to go and what the rate of decrease is, which I usually use a slower rate of decrease at the top of the sleeve, and then I have to speed it up. Anyway, so that is why the second sleeve always goes a bit faster, because I've already figured it out. And I have the first sleeve to give me the example. Anyway, so yeah, and you might see I am wearing a finished object today. This is the Makariri shawl, which I featured as a finished object in an early episode. I think within the first 10 episodes of this channel. But it's a beautiful, beautiful shawl. The Makariri pattern by Aroha Knits. And she also goes by Frenchie or Francoise. Yeah. I highly recommend this pattern. And she designs lovely patterns. And she has done a lot of beautiful shawls. So, yeah, if you are a really avid shawl knitter and you love beautiful shawls, check out Aroha Knits patterns on Ravelry, because she's got some very lovely ones. And she has her own website too. I'm sure if you Google her, anyway, or find it from her Ravelry, on Ravelry, she has a link to her website too. Anyway, yes, so basically that's the crafting. I'm back to having to figure out what my next cast on's going to be. So yeah, hopefully I will have a nice cast on this week, and be able to show you what's next, but I really have no idea. None. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit to find my next projects. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, there's so many things and I'm like, yes, yes, and I know exactly what I want to do. And sometimes it's not, but this is not one of those times. Yeah. So I hope your crafting is going well. And how do you choose your new projects? Yeah. Do you start with a yarn and then say, okay, what pattern can I do with this yarn? Or do you choose your pattern? You browse patterns and you're like, that's it. And then you're like figuring out, okay, what do I need to do this? And then you gather what you need. I often start with a yarn. Is the easiest way for me. Especially when I'm working through stash. Because, if I pick some random pattern that catches my eye, I may or may not have something in my stash. So if I want to guarantee I'm working for stash, it's just easier to start with the yarn. And in general, that's just how I usually work. I know what yarn I want, and then I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with this yarn? But what's your process? How do you make those decisions? I'd love to chat about it in the comments. Yeah. I thought I might have finished that book, that audiobook that I got back to last week, but I have not finished 3 Bags Full by Leonie Swan. And I haven't been reading any books, any hard copy books either. So yeah, it was not a reading week. And Doctor Who, I watched the episode last night, and it was fine. It was a good episode. I'm not going to give any spoilers. It was just kind of, yeah, a pretty good episode. I think after last week's episode, which was just like, wow, so exciting and kind of mind exploding with all the revelations and surprises, any episode following that was going to be kind of like, pretty much, unless it continued off of those revelations, which this did not. No, this was just kind of a story of the week, which, you need some of those too. You can't just keep up that pace of like, all the time. Anyway, but yeah. And that's really about all I have to talk about. I think this is a short episode. Yeah. Oh, yesterday was February 2nd, which is Groundhog Day in the United States, which is kind of a silly holiday where we have a superstition that in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, there's a special groundhog, and when the groundhog comes out of his burrow, if he sees his shadow, that means, I forget which way it means. I don't even remember. Anyway, the groundhog sees the shadow and he doesn't. He stays out of his burrow, or he gets scared by a shadow and runs back in right away. And one of them means that it's 6 more weeks of winter weather, and the spring warming up is going to be late. And the other one means that spring is just around the corner and we're going to be having lovely warming up spring weather. Yeah, that's Groundhog Day. And Groundhog Day is also a really good Bill Murray movie, which some of you may have seen. I think it's my favorite Bill Murray movie. It's really, really fun. Um, and if you haven't seen it, um, try it out. Try it out. It's a really fun movie and a good showcase for Bill Murray. Um, anyway, so I think that's about that. And you take care. Have a wonderful week. I hope your projects are turning out exactly how you envision them. And I hope that whatever you're reading or watching, that it is really interesting and exciting for you. And see you next time.